All right, let's dive into a story.
Yeah.
It's a story about faith
Mm-hmm.
and grace and what it really means to have a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, a deep dive. This is going to be fascinating.
It is. And we're going to talk about Eli Yoda. Eli Yoda.
Eli Yoda. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's a man raised in the Amish community
Okay.
who had a near-death experience that really,
Wow.
that really changed his life.
Yeah, I've seen this video on YouTube.
Yes.
It's very compelling. His story is amazing.
It is, it is.
And this clash between what he experienced and what the traditional beliefs of his community are.
Exactly, exactly. So Eli grows up, immersed in this Amish way of life.
Right.
Very strong emphasis on faith in the Ordnung, which is like a set of rules that guides their daily life.
Right, it's their guidebook, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so he's following all these rules, and but he has this inner feeling of doubt. Like he isn't doing enough
interesting.
to earn God's favor.
That's fascinating because that's a tension that a lot of people feel.
Yes, exactly.
That outward practice of religion
Yes.
versus genuine inward faith.
Yes.
And so that's a big question,
Yeah.
that we as humans wrestle with.
Right.
Can we really earn God's love through our actions? It makes you think, right?
It does. It does. And, this question is really put to the test when Eli's involved in this horrific accident.
Oh, no.
He's driving his horse-drawn buggy
Yeah.
and has a head-on collision.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
This accident is a real turning point for Eli.
Yeah, it is.
It plunges him into darkness.
Yes.
Which is very symbolic and,
Yeah.
symbolizing fear and spiritual lostness.
Yeah.
And he's forced to confront not only the accident, but also the consequences of his past actions.
And he starts to relive his life.
Oh, wow.
And he's seeing how his strict adherence to the rules sometimes led him to judge others harshly.
Yeah.
And to cause pain.
Unintentionally.
Yeah, unintentionally.
Right.
It's a powerful moment of self-reflection.
It is. It's in this darkness, right? Where he's just burdened with all this guilt and regret.
Yeah.
That he cries out to Jesus for help.
Yes.
And that's when everything changes.
And a light appears.
Yes.
This is brilliant light, and it dispels the darkness.
Right.
And he finds himself face to face with Jesus.
Wow.
But instead of judgment, he is met with this incredible gentleness and understanding.
That's beautiful.
It is, it is.
So this encounter with Jesus, this is what it's all about. This is the heart of the story.
Yeah.
This is his transformation, and their conversation really challenges his belief that salvation is earned through just following these rules.
I think we can all relate to that.
Of course.
Like, we need to check things off the list.
We all feel that pressure.
To be good enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Jesus completely flips the script.
Yeah, he does.
And emphasizes that grace is what truly saves us.
And grace, I think this is where it gets really powerful.
Yes.
Grace is this incredible gift that's unearned, completely unearned. It's forgiveness and love from God offered to us despite our imperfections.
It really is mind-blowing.
It is. When you think about it.
When you think about it.
We can't earn it.
Yeah.
It's freely given.
Yeah.
That's what's so amazing about it.
It is. It is.
And Jesus explains to Eli that true faith isn't about just blindly following rules. It's about having a relationship with him.
Right.
Getting to know God's heart.
Yeah.
And allowing his love to transform us from the inside out.
It's about connection.
Yes.
Not checklists.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
What good are all the right actions if your heart isn't in it? Exactly.
It's about the motivation.
Yes.
And Jesus makes it clear. He wants a relationship.
Right.
Not just blind obedience.
And then Jesus gives Eli a second chance and a mission.
Wow.
He tells him to go back to his community and share this message, this life-changing message of grace.
Wow, can you imagine the weight of that responsibility to go back and challenge
everything,
the core beliefs of the community he was raised in?
It's like turning their world upside down.
It is.
It's saying, hey, everything you thought you knew about salvation, it's not about rules, it's about grace.
And to encourage him, Jesus gives him a glimpse into the future.
Yes.
He shows him a vision of himself sharing his experience, bringing hope and healing to his community.
Yeah, giving him the strength to go and face this opposition.
Yeah, he's going to need it because there's going to be pushback.
Oh, yeah.
People don't easily let go of their beliefs.
Especially beliefs that are so tied to their identity and their way of life.
It's like asking them to question everything they've ever known.
Right.
And that's exactly what Eli's up against when he returns to his community.
Absolutely. He's going to face skepticism.
Yeah.
Accusations of abandoning the Amish way of life.
Of course.
Even threats.
Yeah, his message is seen as this threat to their traditions.
Yeah.
A disruption to the order they've always known.
It's like shaking the foundation of their reality.
It is, and for a community that values tradition and stability as much as the Amish, this is deeply unsettling. Yeah. And he feels this incredible urgency to share what he's learned.
Of course.
He can't keep this truth about grace to himself. It's like he's been given this gift and he has to share it.
It must have been so difficult, though, knowing that the people he loves the most might reject him because of it.
Absolutely.
Where does he even begin? Well, he starts with his family, hoping that they will understand and embrace his newfound faith.
Yeah, I bet their reactions were mixed.
They were.
Yeah.
His mother is somewhat receptive, but his father is deeply rooted in tradition and expresses serious concerns.
Yeah.
He warns Eli about the dangers of straying from the ordinance.
So he's caught between this profound experience that's changed him and the expectations of his community.
He is.
What does he do?
He faces a choice. Conform to the expectations or stay true to this message that he believes he's been called to share.
Wow.
And Eli chooses to follow his heart.
It's a brave decision.
It is.
Knowing the consequences.
Sensitive consequences.
Yeah. Would you have the courage to do that?
It makes you think, right?
It does. It does.
Would you stand up for what you believe in?
Yeah.
Even if it meant risking everything.
Yeah. And Eli's journey doesn't get easier.
No.
He starts sharing his testimony more widely, and there are a lot of different reactions.
Absolutely, a whole spectrum of reactions.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Some people are curious, wanting to understand what he went through, but many are skeptical, suspicious of this new perspective on faith, and some are outright hostile, accusing him of betraying his community.
It must have been so painful to experience that kind of rejection.
Oh, I'm sure.
From people he's known his entire life.
It would be devastating.
How does he deal with that?
Well, amidst the opposition, there are glimmers of hope.
Okay.
Some people are actually drawn to his message of grace.
Oh, interesting.
They confess to having felt that same weight.
Right.
That pressure to be good enough.
Yeah, never experiencing that peace and freedom that comes from knowing that they're loved unconditionally.
It's like his message is resonating with something deep in their hearts.
Yes, a longing for something more than just following the rules.
Exactly, for these individuals.
Yeah.
Eli's message is like this breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It offers them a new way of relating to God, one that's based on love and acceptance rather than fear and obligation.
It's so powerful.
It is.
So even though he's facing intense opposition, his message is starting to take root.
It is, but the resistance continues to escalate.
Oh, no.
Some of the elders label him a troublemaker, and they warn others to stay away from his influence.
They see his message as a threat, huh?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They think he's a threat to their way of life, to their order and control.
Well, yeah, when your whole world is built on this set of beliefs, and then someone challenges those beliefs, it could be really threatening.
Absolutely. It's like shaking the foundation of their reality.
So what happens to Eli?
Well, he's brought before a council of church leaders
who
answer for his beliefs.
That's intense.
Imagine that pressure being
God.
judged by the very people who represent the authority of your faith.
Did he back down?
He doesn't, despite the threats, the isolation he's facing. Eli continues to speak out.
What makes him so strong?
He has this unwavering belief that this message is more important than his own comfort or acceptance.
Wow.
He's willing to risk everything to share this truth.
It's powerful.
It is.
So what is it about his experience that gives him this conviction?
Well, I think it goes back to that encounter with Jesus.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about the message. It was about the personal connection, the love and acceptance that he felt in that moment.
Okay.
It was so profound.
Yeah.
He couldn't stay silent.
You had to share it.
He did.
Yeah, even if it meant losing everything.
Exactly. And it's in those moments of resistance that his message begins to find fertile ground.
Okay.
A young man named Caleb, who's been wrestling with his own doubts, reaches out to Eli.
So Eli's message is starting to resonate.
Yeah.
Even though he's facing this rejection from the community.
It is. Caleb's story is a beautiful illustration of that. He feels like he's not good enough, that he'll never measure up.
Of course.
And he's longing for that same experience of grace and freedom.
It sounds like he's yearning for a faith that's less about rules. And more about a genuine relationship.
Absolutely. And Eli senses Caleb's sincerity. And starts meeting with him secretly.
Oh, wow.
Away from the judging eyes of the community.
That's amazing.
They study the Bible together. They pray together. And slowly but surely, Caleb's faith begins to transform.
It's like a seed is being planted.
It is.
A seed of grace.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And as Caleb embraces this message, he starts to experience that same freedom and peace.
It's amazing how one person's story can have such a ripple effect.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of opposition, truth has a way of finding its way through.
It really does.
And those small acts of courage, those whispered conversations can lead to big transformation.
So Eli started something remarkable.
He has. He's planted these seeds of grace that are starting to blossom.
You can't suppress the truth forever.
You can. It finds a way out.
Like a light shining through the cracks.
That's a beautiful image.
It is.
And it's a powerful reminder that change often starts small.
Yes.
With individuals questioning the status quo. Seeking something more, something deeper.
It makes you wonder what would have happened if Eli had given up. If he had let fear silence him.
If he had just stayed quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people would have missed out.
Yeah, his courage to speak out opened up this space for others to find hope.
It's inspiring to think about the impact that one person can have.
It is.
But you know, Eli's journey is far from over. He still faces a lot of opposition.
Of course.
From the Amish community.
Yeah, so what happens next?
Well, despite the pushback, Eli's message continues to spread. Inspired by Caleb, other individuals start reaching out, seeking that same freedom and connection with God.
So it's like a little underground movement is starting to form.
It is.
People meeting in secret to explore this new way of understanding faith.
That's right.
It's amazing how, even in the midst of resistance, these seeds of change are being planted.
They are.
Like you said, you can't suppress the truth forever.
That's right.
It has a way of finding its way out.
Absolutely.
So even though Eli's journey is far from over,
he
started something remarkable.
He has.
He's planted these seeds of grace.
He has, and they're starting to blossom.
That's so powerful.
And you know, it's important to remember that change doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't, no.
Eli continues to face moments of doubt.
Of course.
Moments of loneliness. The opposition doesn't just vanish.
Yeah.
But through it all, he remains steadfast in his mission. He trusts that God is working even in the midst of adversity.
It's a reminder that faith isn't always easy.
It's not, no.
But it's in those moments of testing that our faith can grow stronger.
That's right, yeah.
And looking back, Eli can see how God's grace was operating, even in those challenging times.
It's a powerful message of hope.
It is.
It reminds us that even when we face rejection and opposition, God is still at work.
Right.
And our faithfulness can have a profound impact.
Yeah. What about Eli himself?
Oh, yeah.
How has he personally been affected by this?
Well, Eli's life is a testament to the transformative power of grace.
Yeah.
He's not living in fear anymore. He's not striving for acceptance.
That's good.
He's found true freedom and peace.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's loved unconditionally.
So his whole outlook on life has changed. It's not about earning God's favor anymore.
Right.
It's about resting in the knowledge that he's already loved and accepted.
Absolutely. And that transformation is evident in how he approaches his mission.
Yeah.
He's not trying to prove himself right. He's not trying to win arguments.
Right.
He simply shares his story, offering others that same grace.
It sounds like his experience of grace has given him a new purpose.
It has.
A new way of being.
Yeah, and his story, it's not a fairy tale ending, but it offers a glimpse into how this message of grace can work its way into hearts and minds, planting seeds of hope.
It's a reminder that change takes time.
It does.
And that faithfulness isn't always measured by outward results.
Sometimes the most powerful transformations happen quietly in the hearts of individuals who are open to experiencing God's love in a new way.
His story is so powerful because it just speaks to this longing that we all have, for acceptance, for freedom from this burden of trying to earn our worth.
Absolutely.
It's not just an Amish thing. It's a human thing.
It's a human thing. Yeah.
So many of us can relate to that.
We all feel that striving.
Yeah, that feeling of never quite measuring up.
Yeah, to some standard.
Yes, exactly.
That we've set for ourselves or someone else has set for us.
Right, exactly.
And we get caught up in trying to check off boxes. Prove ourselves.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
It is. It's like we're on this treadmill.
We're on a treadmill.
Constantly trying to earn love and acceptance.
But never arriving.
Never arriving, yeah.
And that's what's so liberating about this message of grace.
Yes.
It tells us we can get off the treadmill. We don't have to strive.
We
are already loved.
Yes.
Already accepted.
It's a radical shift.
It is. It really is.
Instead of approaching God with this list of all the things we've done right and wrong.
Yeah. All our accomplishments.
Yeah.
And all our failures.
Right. We can just come to him with open hands.
Absolutely.
Ready to receive this gift.
It's a gift.
Of his love.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's like being told, you're enough.
Now we're enough.
Just as you are.
Just as you are.
That can change everything.
It can. And Eli's a living example.
He is.
Of what happens when we embrace grace. He's gone from fear to freedom.
Yeah.
Striving to surrendering.
Wow.
Judgment to love.
It's like he's discovered this wellspring of love and acceptance.
And it's overflowing.
Yeah, he's not trying to control people.
No.
Not trying to judge them.
He's offering them that same grace.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it.
It is.
It's contagious.
It's contagious.
It spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, just look at the impact he's had.
Yeah. On Caleb and the others.
Yeah, they're experiencing that same freedom.
Right.
That same connection. It's a ripple effect.
It is one person.
Yeah.
One person's encounter can spark a whole chain reaction.
That brings us to you.
It does.
What does Eli's story mean for you?
What does it stir up in your heart?
Yeah, are we holding on to this belief that we need to earn God's love?
Are we still on that treadmill?
Yeah, are we still trying to be good enough?
Eli's story is a reminder that we can let go of that burden. We can embrace grace, knowing that we are already loved.
It's like a free pass.
It is.
A get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yeah, for all the ways that we feel like we've messed up.
That we've fallen short.
And it's not something we have to earn.
True.
It's a gift.
It is freely given.
Freely offered.
And when we grasp that, when we let go of that need to prove ourselves,
something amazing happens.
It does.
We experience freedom and peace.
It's like a weight lifted off our shoulders.
It is. You can finally breathe.
We can finally be ourselves.
You can be yourself, knowing that we're loved and accepted.
For who you are.
For who we are.
Not for what you do.
Yes, that's a message we all need to hear.
We do.
Eli's story reminds us
that
true freedom doesn't come from following rules.
No.
It comes from embracing this unconditional love and grace.
It's a message that can change the world.
It can, one heart at a time.
One heart at a time.
So until next time,
keep
diving deep.